everybody, welcome to Jesse Green Live. And do I have a treat for you today? I am in the Kent Island, right across from the Bay Bridge. This is the Kent Narrows Bridge in the background here. And my guest today is none other than the infamous Chris Sachs. Right?
Perhaps that's me.
That's
Appreciate
Chris.
you having me, brother.
Oh, no problem.
Thank you.
I tell you, Chris and I met years ago. We can't remember when. It might have been blurred because of alcohol, maybe.
Possibly. You know,
But we
there's a little bit of that back then.
We ran into each other at times in Key West. Music on the Bay.
Music on the Bay. Yeah, Meeting of the Minds.
Meeting of the Minds. Yeah.
Plenty of times.
And then a few weeks ago, went to Key West days at Varro Winery.
Yeah.
And just started talking and realized, hey, we know each other. And I tell you, this goes out to any parrot head out there. If you're a parrot head and you're in the Maryland area, tri-state area,
Yep.
come see this guy.
Oh, appreciate it, bro. Thank you.
I went to see him 2 weeks ago.
Just
And
about now.
it was What Would Jimmy Buffett Do tour,
Yep.
just up the road here. And I tell you, I hadn't been to a Buffett concert in about 4 years. Just timing, I just didn't make it back.
Yeah.
That was the closest thing that I ever experienced of being at a real Buffett concert. Of course, it helped that you had Doral Grissom there and Nadur and Jimmy's first Roger, the very first
Coral Reefer Band member
ever.
They call him serial number 00001.
So it didn't hurt that they were in the band, but excellent show. It was like being in the audience at a Jimmy Buffett concert.
That's cool.
Which we can't do anymore, so you know.
Unfortunately, but we're gonna try and keep the party going, man. I mean, that's what we wanted. We wanted everybody to come to that show and walk away feeling like they just had been to a Jimmy Buffett concert.
That's what it felt like.
That's cool.
That's what it felt like.
Well, I love that. It's one thing I love about Buffett shows. I saw my first one in 1979 when I was just a kid. My parents took me to Meriwether because they couldn't find a babysitter. So they had to bring me to the Buffett shows. What was 79? Volcano? Roundabouts, maybe that?
Probably, yeah.
Volcano
probably.
Tour. And I remember when I don't remember much of the show. I just remember when the lights went down in the pavilion and that stage lights came on and they hit the stage. It was like the coolest thing in the world. And I'd grown up listening to Jimmy Buffett's music, and I just loved it so much. And one thing I always loved about his shows was, besides the fact that the tailgating was so much part of the party and the show, but everybody was present in that moment. You know what I mean? Like everybody was just enjoying the hell out of themselves, man. And that's what I wanted to do at that show that we did a couple weeks ago. And we're going to do it again next year, and we're going to do them in some other locations as well. So we got some other ones working on right now. And but I love that everybody that's what we need, man. We're missing Jimmy, so we got to have that.
Yeah,
we got to have that. We got to have that concert experience, man.
Yeah, it was.
You know?
It was a. I got you beat by a couple years of seeing Jimmy. I'm not sure if I saw him in 74, 75, 76 at DAR Constitution Hall in downtown, down in the mall in D.C.
Oh, yeah.
So I got you beat by just a few years there. But when I saw him, the only song he had out was Come Monday.
Wow.
Margaritaville wasn't even out yet.
Hadn't even been written yet.
Yeah.
Man, and that song
hadn't even been out yet. And then I had a lag there of maybe 5, 6, 7 years, something like that, and got back in, and I've been a parrot head.
Yeah.
In fact, that's that started me all, I don't know, the downhill slide maybe. as Captain Mango, and then Captain Mango got me a photo shoot with an actress model from DC that got me into the movies.
That's cool.
And then I worked on a movie called Wrestle Massacre, and that got me into the professional wrestling.
Man.
And then all that got me into this podcast. So, you know, I owe a lot to Jimmy, you know. If not because I grew up on the mountains in Western Maryland, had it not been for somebody like Jimmy Buffett, I might not have ever been part of this lifestyle.
Really? Yeah.
You know, but
it takes something to change your whole life, and it only takes one thing too.
It does.
It's amazing when.
And you know, and I tell people, the entertainer that Buffett was, he wasn't that hot of a singer, but he was an entertainer.
He was.
And he sold escapism.
Yes.
He sold
Absolutely.
escapism is what he did.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
And you know, any of his songs, you know, you can listen to and it just takes you somewhere. It takes you to Key West, takes you to Kent Island,
Yep.
takes you somewhere like this.
It removes you from reality.
Yeah.
And it's
yeah.
really what it does. I was listening to it this morning, and one of my favorite songs was always Lady I Can't Explain. And it's just such an unusual song. I actually, since we've been playing that one for about a year now, I would announce it prior to playing the song. And I said, look, if anybody can tell me the artist, the album, or the name of the song, by the time we're done, I'll buy you a drink. And one time,
only one.
I had one person come up, and the guy
time.
rattles off. He's like, Volcano, 1979, Lady I Can't Explain, Jimmy Buffett. I was like, I'll buy you 4 drinks because you had the whole thing.
The whole
man.
thing. Yeah, there's some great obscure songs on his albums that, man, just cuts right in there.
It does. His words are magic. You know what I mean? And it really is. And then I watched a video of him early this morning doing one of the late night shows back in probably the early, maybe mid 80s. And he played Come Monday. And it was a different version than, like a lot of times. Sometimes you hear him play just acoustic. It was a little different than,
yeah.
And I loved it. But the thing with Buffett that I always loved so much is he gave life to every word that he sang. Like a storyteller reading a book.
Yeah.
That really painted the picture and gave you the whole the whole experience. And it just, you can feel the emotion. There's always such an honesty in his voice to me. You know what I mean? And that's, you know,
and he lived the songs.
He did.
He lived
if he
the
didn't,
songs.
he hung out with the people that were living the songs.
Yeah. I mean, I love Key West, and I wish I'd have gotten there earlier than what I did in life.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine hanging out with Hunter S. Thompson and J.D. Southern. And
that was quite a crew they hung out with back then.
Yeah.
Back in
you know,
the day.
oh man, they were, because Key West has always been, it's getting a little too corporate for me now.
Yeah.
A little too corporate.
Yeah.
But Key West has always attracted the oddballs.
Yes.
That didn't fit into society for
land of
whatever
misfit
reason.
toys.
Misfit toys. And damn, if his array of friends, they were the misfit toys.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The,
we saw him down there. We went to Key West in, I guess it was 77 or 78. My parents, we went down there for a family vacation. And right as you get on the island, as soon as you come across the bridge there was, I think it was a Days Inn hotel right straight ahead.
Yeah.
And we were sitting by the pool one day, and right at the traffic light, my dad looks at me and goes, "That's Jimmy Buffett." And I remember thinking about it, because I mean, even at that age, I was a couple, 4 or 5 years old, whatever it was, 3 years old. I remember thinking, like, Jimmy Buffett, the guy that you play records, you know, like, I thought it was cool. And he drove around the corner in an old CJ7 or whatever it was. And I remember watching him drive right by the hotel. And my dad's like, "Yeah, that was Jimmy Buffett just drove by." And I guess, you know,
I never got to meet Jimmy.
I didn't either, unfortunately.
I never got to meet him.
Yeah.
I've met all the Coral Reefer bands. In fact, Doro I consider a friend.
That's cool.
You know, we were talking about, he goes fishing with a buddy of mine up in, where JMU is at.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, forget the name of the town.
But he just played there.
But he goes fishing with a buddy of mine up there.
Does
and
he really?
I've seen Doro at all different levels.
Yeah.
And Doro I've met several times. I'd never met Roger before.
Okay.
In fact, I'm not even sure I knew the name.
Okay.
You know, I knew of the person, but I don't know I ever knew the name.
Okay.
But that was great meeting him. I let my ex-wife know that I was going to this, and she goes, you know, you've always got a bug in my sweet tea. You know, and she said, you know, she knew the whole story of how Buffett got me into this whole lifestyle. And she goes, you know, you've kind of circled around him your whole life. And I felt going to your concert the other night, Chris, that I'd finally made the circle.
Oh, that's cool, man.
You know, I'd gone from the Parrot Head stuff and the tailgating and all that into the piracy thing, into the motorcycle thing, the acting and everything.
Nice.
And that was a full circle.
That's cool.
And I was there, and I appreciate the the shout out to me in the crowd.
Oh, anytime, brother.
You know?
I was thrilled to death you came, man. It made a lot.
Because I was looking there, and I'm like, I don't think he's going to be able to fit me on stage there. You know, that was a full stage.
That was a full stage. I wish I had a thought about grabbing you and getting you up there.
Oh,
man.
that was
try and get the lighting. I was telling the lighting guy, I was like, come on, bring that lights a little forward, a little forward, a little forward.
He's like three back from the stage. Yeah. No, that was freaking cool right there, cool. And I certainly appreciate that.
Yeah, man. Well, I appreciate you coming to the show, man. It was great to see you. I mean, it's great to run into you again. You know, after all these years. I mean, we haven't crossed paths for a long time until Bro Vineyards, and
you know what's funny is I was at the booth, the DJ that was running the sound at the festival up in Hagerstown in Boonesboro.
Really? Yeah.
And you were up on stage.
Interstate Wine Festival.
Yeah, Interstate Wine Festival.
You were there.
I was there. I was running through the foam and doing all that stuff there. And I'm right next door, and then you start playing because the guy that comes up and plays the tambourine with you.
Yeah.
You know?
We just met him not that long ago.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
He was there, and I saw him coming up, but I was off to the side. You know, the booth right next to you.
Yeah.
I was between the stage and the.
I must have had blinders on that day, man. I wasn't drinking wine that day.
And was it a bull or what was it?
Oh, the surfboard.
The surfboard thing. Yeah.
Yeah, they had some people riding that. It was like a mechanical surfboard.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool, man. I was going to give it a try, but then I saw some people doing it. I thought, man.
Well, I was going to do it, but I got a bad knee, and I couldn't even walk across. I couldn't even walk across the bouncy part of it, you know, because my knee just.
Well, I'm sure wearing that pirate outfit too, man. That's got to be some weight there.
Oh,
man.
I tell you what was most fun was
was
that goddamn foam.
Yeah.
Oh man, because I'd go down there and I'd stand there, and the guy would shoot it right in my face. That was a whole lot wetter than what I expected.
Was it really?
I expected it to be like
a little dry foam,
dishwater foam.
Yeah.
You know, you put it on you and it's there. No, this was like getting hit with water.
Was it really?
Yeah.
It was that wet.
It was that wet.
Now see, our pan player jumped in it, but he jumped in it like he thought there was a swimming pool underneath of it. And he ended up with a couple cracked ribs and couldn't play for a week or so. There might or might not have been alcohol involved. We have video of it somewhere, and we have some pictures of it for sure. And, you know,
there's so many stories involve alcohol somewhere. What's the old joke? No good story ever started out. We were sitting around eating a salad.
Right, exactly.
You know?
That's it. Nothing starts good with that, man.
Nothing starts good with that.
We were drinking one night.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like
and then somebody said something, and you go, "Watch this shit. Hold my drink.
Oh yeah.
Hold my drink."
Oh, absolutely. Well, this would be one of those places. I think I probably would end up I could see somebody trying to jump from here to here and swimming off in the arrows, and you know.
You might be able to make the water from up here.
Give me a couple of drinks, I'll make it. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. I may have 30, 40 years ago. I might have tried jumping off here making it naked too.
Yeah.
You know? I've been known to do that. I've streaked in a few bars years ago.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm just glad that cell phones were not a main thing when we were growing up.
Well, you know,
although we might be multimillionaires, but the stuff that we did and pulled off, I mean.
Oh, if the Hawk 2 girl can become famous for that ain't shit compared to what we did, you know? Yeah. But you know what I tell people? You know what? Cell phones has ruined bike shows, fantasy fest, and fun things like that because your kindergarten teacher from Minnesota doesn't want to go to Key West and flash her tits.
Right.
Because years ago, if you weren't there, it didn't happen.
That's right.
Now you do that, it's going to be on the internet before she gets back to her room that night.
That's right.
And then she's gonna lose her job and all that. So
and that's not fair. Everybody wants to see titties.
I know.
You know?
You know what they say? Once you see one set, you want to see them all.
That's right.
They all kind of look the same, but there's still that little thrill.
It's the little differences that make the difference.
It's that little
nuances.
Just
the little differences. That's all. You know, I'm okay with that.
Yeah. I know. We just saw there. I don't know what the thing is on Facebook, but it shows women breastfeeding, so they can get away showing breast,
right?
Because she's breastfeeding. So it's
Oh, that's
okay.
Oh, really?
And there was a picture I just showed Russell earlier that was, and had like that dark brown, you know.
Oh, really?
And I'm like, you know what? That's not my style, but
Titty's a titty.
yeah, titty's a titty. Yeah. And you know, and it has. I mean, you know, I got preferences, but they're not. They're more guidelines than they're not strict law. They're more guidelines.
Even a Chevy guy can appreciate a Ford Mustang.
That's right. That's right. With big mufflers. Yep. This is just regular iced tea, isn't it?
It is. How is it? Good? Sweet tea?
Yeah.
Sweet tea.
Sweet
Nice,
tea.
And we are at sweet tea here in Maryland.
We're at Harris Crab House on Kent Island.
Harris Crab House on Kent Island, man.
And if you don't know where it's at, I hate to plug another place while I'm here. It's just right down the street from Red Eye's Dock Bar.
Yep. Just off Route 50.
Yeah.
Good food, good people.
But if you're gonna come here, don't get off and come across the
old Narrows
Bridge.
Yeah. Avoid the drawbridge.
We tried that today and got stuck with the drawbridge. So you know, just shoot right across. Across the top.
Yep. I think it's exit 42. Loop back around underneath the
42.
Narrows and come back.
Well, we were sitting there for a while, and then Russell is my sound man. Give a shout out to Russell. Yay! Okay, that's enough.
Sound and video.
Sound and video. See, he always. I give him a shout out. He's got to get one more thing in. Jeez. But he's looking at the GPS and he's like, "Look, we can get back up on the bridge and go across." Because not knowing this area well, I thought this was the only way to get across here.
Okay.
I didn't realize there was the old road.
Narrows,
That had to be a pain in the ass getting to Ocean City years ago.
I'm sure it was. I remember going to Ocean City as a kid. We went every other weekend growing up. You know.
Are you from around here?
I am. I grew up in Montgomery County.
Oh, Montgomery County. Okay.
Yep. And then after high school, I went to college for a year and didn't like it. Studied business management and economics and all that stuff, you know, and realized that was just not going to do it for me. 7 o'clock in the morning at college, I'm reading the Wall Street Journal, and they're asking us, why is this stock market doing this and why is this doing? Where would you go? And I'm like, I need a joint. I got to smoke something, you know. So I went in the military and did a term in the military and
what branch were you in?
Air Force.
Oh, Army, Navy.
Nice.
Got everything.
Sweet.
Was she in the Coast Guard?
No.
Oh,
my grandfather
man.
was. One of my best friends was.
Oh yeah, there you go. We got them all. We got them all covered.
We got it covered, man. But and I love that, man. That was awesome. I got to live over in Europe for a little while, and I was an F-16 crew chief, and we got to blow shit up in the Middle East and do some fun things, and that was cool. And then I came back, and I forget what question you asked me where we were going with this.
I don't remember.
He was born in Montgomery.
That's right, Montgomery County.
It's all because of
I came back.
Harris Crab House,
Sweet tea,
and
other things.
Yeah, but that's just soda.
I wasn't gonna let everybody know that.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm kidding.
Ruin your reputation.
He's just drinking soda and vodka with lemon.
Vodka with lemon, yeah.
Oh, you can tell him it's water?
Hey, I'm trying to pull off sweet tea here, so you know.
But no,
so where are we at heading into a half an hour? Are we already there? This is gonna be a long one, I'm afraid. This is gonna be a long one.
Oh, I'm good with that.
We haven't even got any talking about anything substantial. But anyhow, let's get there. Chris Sachs performs solo.
Yep.
Or he has Chris Sachs band.
Yep.
And how long you been doing? Well, you had told me earlier, about 10 years. This has been your only job.
It has. Yep. I worked for a lot of different places. I think like most musicians do, because we realized that we don't want to do anything other than play music. So by the time we run through jobs, and you finally realize that you're going to do music, and that's that, you know. And that's kind of how it went after my last divorce. I was working for a company and barely making it.
So there were more than one?
There was more than one.
I bet you I got you beat.
I bet you do. I only got 2. What do you got?
3?
Nah,
you still got time.
That's right. No,
you still got time.
I'm good this one.
You still got time.
I'm good on this one, man.
How old are you?
I'm good. I just turned 50.
Ah, See, I'm 24. Oh, you got time for a couple. You got time for a couple more in there.
No,
man.
no.
Yeah.
No, I can't. I can't. Oh, I appreciate that, brother. No, thank you, man. Now I'm good with Laura's my everything, man. I finally found a good woman. She puts up with my bullshit, and I'm lucky, you know. And it takes a special woman to be married to a musician,
Yeah.
and be part of this. She's not only married to me, but she also does the management for the band, and yeah,
Come on in here.
she does the management for the band. And,
Oh man, that was too quick.
Okay.
This Chris's wife, Laura.
How are you? Okay,
His
you're on
wife.
your own
His wife now.
now.
yep.
Now the last one, 'cause I'm taking his ass with me.
But she manages the band, and she does the merchandise side of things, booking side of things, and everything else. So she keeps all that stuff going for me. It's a lot easier, you know. And
Than
but
trying to do everything yourself.
it is. It gets to be a lot, even for the two of us. It gets to be a lot, and there's some days where we joke about hiring a secretary or something, just so that way we can have somebody to kind of keep track of stuff. Because she'll go, "You need to do this and this, do this today," and I'm like, "All right." And she goes, "I'm gonna do this today." And well, like a day like today, if we weren't hanging with you, I'd have been like, screw it, let's jump on the bike and go somewhere.
Yeah.
And we jump on the Harley and get out of town for a little while and go ride for the day, you know. And so our list of things would be rotated in tomorrow, but then we work tomorrow. So it'd be like on the way down to Chincoteague to the gig, we'd be trying to get everything done we didn't do today.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So it gets to be a lot, but I love it, man. It's
Well, I
just-
bet when you hire a secretary, she wants to hire some 80-year-old woman, and
No doubt.
you want a 22-year-old.
she doesn't want to hire my next wife.
Yeah.
That's right, exactly. Oh yeah. She'd be sitting there going, "You have to sleep sometime."
Yeah. You gotta. Don't close your eyes. Yeah.
And I don't put it past her to roofie me, you know, for some reason like that, just to make sure I fall asleep.
Yeah.
You know, she'd take me out in a heartbeat. You know, I wouldn't deny that for a second.
That must be tough living like that. But I understand what you mean, having somebody that understands the business.
Yeah.
Because now that I've got into acting and professional wrestling and all that, I've told Russell many a times, it's going to have to be somebody in the business.
Yes.
Because if not, they don't understand it.
Right.
They don't understand it.
It's true.
And you know, if there's somebody out there, that's fine. If there's not,
Yeah.
I'm having fun.
That's it. That's all that matters, man.
I'm having fun.
That's it.
You know?
And you got to have fun. If the right person rolls around, the right person rolls around. Other than that, just keep having fun.
Yeah, just keep.
That's all that matters.
I mean, I'm still, you know, I tell people I don't feel 73, but I feel 10, 15 years older than what I did the day before COVID hit.
Really? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That
we were
time,
talking about that the other
time
day.
off.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's
It makes a difference.
I still don't have the energy back that I once had.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of people say that.
But you know, compared to other 73-year-old people,
I'd never figured you were 73.
I'm doing pretty
Yeah,
good.
you're kicking ass.
I'm
man.
doing pretty good.
I don't know many 73-year-old guys out there with professional wrestling.
Yeah. Well, I didn't start into that until I was 66,
Damn.
something like that.
Man, that's cool.
Now I'm only a manager,
Yeah.
so I don't get in the ring and actually wrestle, but I will take bumps. I'll take kicks to the head and chairs to the back and
Nice.
gores and
Hell
things,
yeah,
but
man.
I won't take body slams. And
Okay.
I'm too old for that shit.
Kind of
but,
like the Captain Lou Albano
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Exactly.
That's cool.
Now
man.
he'd probably take a little bit more than what I did because he was a professional wrestler.
Right. Right.
But kind of in his older years, would they take? You know,
Yeah.
we have to.
That's cool,
We have
man.
to take a bump for each promotion I work for. Probably once every 3-4 months, like that.
Okay.
Just so the crowd gets there. You know, because you can't.
real.
I'm a heel. I'm a bad guy.
Yeah,
So
okay.
you can't keep getting away with shit
Right.
without repercussions.
Right.
Because the crowd gets, you know, he cheats all the time. So, you know, they love. I know in one case I got tricked into a match where my guy and I had to wear evening gowns. And the other opponent had to wear evening gowns. And it was who could rip the evening gown off the other wrestler first.
Really?
Well, we won, but then I got distracted and the guy came in and pulled my evening gown up over my head and I was wearing Captain Crunch underwear. And I hate being called Captain Crunch.
Yeah, I'll blame you.
But the crowd freaking loved it, and I didn't have to take a bump, but they got what they wanted.
Oh,
They
just
can
the
make
embarrassment
they
factor.
can make they can make fun of me.
Yep.
And you know I've taken cakes, birthday cakes to the face, and
Really?
I'll do whatever it
Damn.
takes to entertain the crowd.
Hell
you know?
yeah. That's what it's all
Because
about.
because like what you were saying, what Buffett tried to do and what you try to do
Yeah.
during your concerts is suspend reality for
Right.
a while. Make
Absolutely.
people forget about their life.
Yes.
And that's what we try to do in professional wrestling, 10 minutes at a time.
Right.
We want those people to think that I'm the baddest asshole in
Yep.
in the world.
Yep.
You know? And they'll boo me, and I've been spit on, I've been hit with water bottles, I've been slapped
Damn.
in the back of the head.
Really?
But when that happens,
You know you're
inside
doing
my
your job.
mind, I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
I pushed
That's
that
cool.
person. I pushed
Yeah.
that person to that point.
Right. That's
And,
cool, man.
and I did my job.
Yeah.
So
That's cool.
you don't have to worry about that in your
No, I
in
hope
what
I
you
don't
do.
get spit on.
Yeah, no.
You know, I hope I don't have that
No.
ever. you
I
know?
just got spit on 2 weeks ago in a movie. I played a bad guy.
Did you?
And I'm kind of beating up this girl.
Oh.
Yeah,
yeah.
And I say something she doesn't like, and she was supposed to spit on me. She goes, "I can't spit on you." I go, "You damn well can."
Yeah.
Just make sure you hit my hair.
Right.
And I had her by, I was like this close to her, berating her.
Yeah.
And when she spit, I made sure I turned her head just very slightly and caught me right in the hair. And supposedly it looked good on camera.
Did it? Nice.
But she said, "I can't spit on you." And I go, "Yeah, you can. Just don't hit me in the eyes."
Right.
That's all I ask.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. That's
and the first time she did it, she goes, "Oh, come on. Come on."
You got to be pretend like you're madder than that. Yeah. Get
Hawk two.
Hawk two. Hang on a minute.
Now we know who to hire next time, Russell, for the next movie where I got to be spit on. Or hire that girl.
That's right.
We don't do that kind of movies, though.
Yeah. Right.
We don't do that kind of movies.
You never know what the future holds.
Yeah. I think it's great that she did something, spur of the moment, said something, and it wasn't that vulgar,
Yeah.
But I applaud her for her. It's probably up to 45 minutes of fame now.
I'm telling you. That was just an honest answer.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was.
She didn't wrong.
When she came up with another one, she was doing an interview somewhere, and they were talking about relationships, and she said, "What's good for the whole isn't always good for the soul."
Oh.
And bam, there's another one.
Yeah.
There's another one. And she seems so honest. I don't think anything about her is
Made up.
made up.
No.
That's just her.
I think
just
she
her.
seems like that's just the way she is.
Yeah.
She seems like she's pretty cool.
She does.
I mean,
she
pretty
does.
straightforward, down to earth, and that's
Yeah,
about it.
yeah.
Like she'd be sitting here having the same conversation.
Oh yeah,
with
we'd
us,
be yeah.
Without any issue.
See, I think all the naysayers out there, they're just upset that they weren't the one that came up with.
I think that's what it is too.
You know?
Yeah, a little jealous.
Yeah, like you said, if we'd have had cameras back in our heyday, oh man, we'd be internet sensations
God,
now.
man. Oof. Yeah, right. I'm telling you, some of the stuff that came out after the fact. I mean, I remember I had a 1976 Fiat 1500 when I lived in Italy. That was my second vehicle. And I jumped a set of train tracks with it one time. And it was only after a buddy of mine jumped his Jeep XJ over the had a little riverbed that drives up in the mountains. And he's like, "Hang on, we're going to hit something here." And I was like, "Hit what?" And all of a sudden he hit this pile of rocks that just launched this Jeep. And I remember thinking, like, I had enough time. And so he goes, "How far were you up in the air?" And I said, "Well, I was up in the air long enough to go, holy shit." And then it landed. And I was like, damn. So when I was riding home one day, there was this little train crossing that I was used to hit. And I hit it a little faster one day, and I thought, well, if I can get this little piece of shit Fiat up to about 70 miles an hour, I'm going to launch this thing. And I did. And it hit that train track, And when I came down, the gear shift came out. It was a 4-speed. The gear shift came out of the floor. The floor hit and something came through the floor. I don't know what part of the floor came through the floor, the rusty part. This whole car like almost disintegrated. I flattened a tire, and I was like, well, and where was the camera then?
Yeah.
I'd have made $1 million.
Oh, you would have.
You know what I mean?
You would have.
But back then, all I had to show for it was my buddies that were behind me going, dude, that was so cool.
It was good, yeah. They didn't have a camera to capture it or anything.
That was nothing,
You
man.
know, you had to be there.
Right, you had to be there.
Or it didn't happen.
That's right.
Yep.
That's exactly right.
Yep.
And some of the had to be there stuff is good, that you only had to be there.
Yeah.
Some of it you wish some other people were there. Sometimes you wish there was less people that were there.
Yeah, because word gets around.
Right.
I know years ago I used to own a bar, and we were in a little strip shopping center, and at the end of the there was a pool company in that shopping center.
Yeah.
And at the end of the parking lot there was one of those demo pools. Well, I don't have to tell you. You got a bar and you got drinking going on, and the bar closes at 2 o'clock, and there's a pool right there. In fact, at one point, the manager of the pool company came down and said, you know, look, I'm going to give you a key to the stairs because we don't want you tearing up climbing up over it, but you don't know where you got it. So then all we'd have to do is go out and unlock the steps and go up into it.
That's so cool, man. That was cool they let you do that. You know, not everybody's that cool.
That shit wouldn't happen nowadays.
No,
that wouldn't happen.
Be freaked out for it, man.
Oh, everybody have their cameras out, and
oh yeah,
you know. And back then, if you weren't there that night, it never happened.
That's right.
It never happened.
Or about those mornings you wake up and it's kind of like you start kind of thinking about things. You're like, wait a minute. Oh shit. Some of those memories start rolling back in. You're like, okay, well at least I'm not in jail this morning.
Yeah. Yeah, it mustn't have been that bad. I'm not in jail.
No, yeah.
You know,
I woke up there a couple times, and you know, nothing horrible, just drunk in public kind of stuff. You know what I mean? And you know.
Well, you're only drunk in public because they threw you out in public, right? You were drunk in the bar.
That's it. Yep. One night it was definitely I had the right to remain silent, but didn't have the ability.
Didn't have the ability. Yeah. I know. I got pulled over one time and ended up in a DWI, and the guy's telling me, you know, how to do the walk, and I go, Can you really explain that to me? You know? And the guy, my buddy, is sitting in the passenger seat, and he's going, and it didn't work. But
it's hysterical, man.
Yeah, but you know, it's I look back because I don't drink a whole lot anymore. I'm not going to be a lot of people and tell people I don't drink, but very little.
Yeah.
But man, I think of all the stupid stuff you did back then that could have really caused harm or death or, you know, a lot of things. We took a lot of chances growing up, you know, but the laws weren't as strict back then. I know when I owned a bar, I'd be out driving and a policeman would pull me over, and they'd walk up and go, Jesse, are you drinking again and driving? I go, yeah. And they go, well, how bad are you? And I go, I'm not that bad. And they'd follow me home, and I'd pull in the driveway, and they'd beep the horn and go on.
Let you go about your business.
Or I'd say, you know what, I'm pretty bad.
Yeah.
Pull the car over, and we'll give you a ride home.
That's nice,
you know?
man. Yeah.
But it's good. It's like it is now because it is dangerous. We make fun of it, but you know, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do any of the stories that we're telling you about.
Do not attempt any of this shit at home.
That's right. That's right.
We are trained professionals.
Yeah, trained professionals. Right? Yeah. And these are just. We sat here before this podcast started and talked and said we're going to tell some stories that aren't true.
That's right.
And we've just been sitting here lying the whole freaking time. We never did any of this stuff.
That's it.
We'd have been stupid to do any of that stuff.
That's how I feel. You know, I'm just I went to a private school growing up. I wore a uniform the whole time, and you know, I never touched any drugs or alcohol.
We've been a teetotaler all our life.
That's it, right? Just like you said, I just got soda in this cup.
I only drink sweet tea.
You know,
that's it. Sweet teas from Harris Crab House.
Man, that's it.
on Kent Island.
Yeah, that's it. And nothing crazy happens here.
You need to do it like Vanna White.
That's right. Pause for a moment here.
Yeah. And we're going to pause for a commercial from Harris Crab House. Best sweet tea on Kent Island. Hell, maybe on the whole Eastern Shore.
I'm thinking.
There might be some
thinking
place.
so.
There might be some place in Ocean City that.
Oh, catch is closed.
Yeah, but you know this is pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good sweet tea right here at Harris Crab House. And this is a non-solicited, non-paid.
That's right.
This is just honest opinion.
Of a sweet
honest
tea.
opinion. Yeah.
Everything here today is honest,
It is.
except for the lies we've told.
Except for the lies. Some of my lies are true. Yep.
Some of my lies I can't even remember.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even
What-
the truth I can't remember.
What was the Mac McAnella song? Something about. Man, I can't remember. Something about some things I can remember, and other ones He's got a song out there that
I don't remember that one.
some things I lie about, and other things I just can't remember.
I think I know which one you're talking about, but
It's
I can't think
it's
of
something
which one
like
it
that.
is. I'd have to look it up to remember.
Yeah, it's something like that. Yeah.
Mac's amazing, man.
Yeah.
I got to see him with the Coral Reefers years ago in Virginia, and the only part that I enjoyed more than the show was the stories he told.
Oh,
stories
he
were
did
phenomenal.
a Buffett tribute from someplace Caverns. I don't even know where that's at.
Oh, okay.
The other night it was on Sirius Radio.
Really?
And yeah, I love Mac.
Yeah.
The problem is he does a song, and then 25 minutes later, that story's done, and he does another song.
But you know, that takes me back to when you're talking about the songs and the stories behind the songs. That's actually what really got me into Kenny Chesney, was when he put out that album. Was it called Songs from an Old Blue Chair?
Yeah.
I think it was. And I was riding home from band practice one night. I had a 100-mile ride to band practice and a 100-mile
Wow.
ride from band practice, because I lived over here and we practiced up in Bel Air, Maryland. And I was riding home one night, Sirius Radio back in the day, you know, and it might have been Radio Margaritaville or somebody else. I don't remember what channel it was I was listening
Well,
to.
Kenny's got his own.
Station, Barefoot Nation. Isn't that what it's called?
no.
Shoes.
No Shoes
No
Nation.
Shoes Nation.
Yeah.
And
No
they had
Shoes,
this-
Barefoot, same thing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
They had this, but they had his new record was coming out, and they had him in the studio, and he's telling the stories. Then they play the song, and he'd come back, tell the story, and then play the song. And I was like, I fell in love with it. The next day, I went out and bought the CD, and then I got to meet him. I don't know, not long after that, a friend of mine worked for a local radio station, and he calls me up one day and he says, "Hey, Chesney's up at the country radio station just down the hall from where I work. You want to come up and meet him?" And I said, "Yeah," he goes, "Just tell them you work at the station, you're here for whatever it is, and they'll let you in." And I did, and I got to hang out with him for, you know, it was
He's
only for a
super
few
guy.
minutes, but dude, he seems
Super
so cool,
guy,
man.
yeah.
Just seems so laid back, easygoing, just what you see is what you get.
Yeah.
You know,
I've
loves
been
life and loves
I've been
people,
lucky
man.
enough to be out on stage with him 2 times.
That's cool.
At Merriweather and Nissan.
Man.
And then 2 other times he got me up to one to shoot. I got 2 promos that's still rotating on No Shoes Radio.
Get out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool, man.
So that's
cool.
That's cool.
That is
Yeah,
cool.
he's just a normal guy.
Yeah.
Super nice.
That's
super
awesome.
nice guy. Yeah.
That's really cool.
well,
look forward
now
to
we
meeting
got to get to some serious business.
Okay.
Where can somebody see Chris Sachs and the Chris Sachs Band?
A lot of different places. Fortunately, we work a lot. So this Wednesday, I know we're playing down in Chincoteague.
Up.
Yep.
You can't say this Wednesday.
This Wednesday.
Yeah. Because this Wednesday might have been.
Oh, gotcha.
Last week.
Gotcha. Sorry. We have a place to edit. Sorry.
Hey,
Cut,
no, that's
paste.
okay. No, that's okay. Last week he played.
Yes. So you can go to our website.
And it was a hell of a show, wasn't
It
it?
was a hell of a show.
Yeah.
From what I remember of it.
Yeah.
Was I there? I don't remember. No.
I don't know. We won't know till next week if
Think-
you were there
The
last
best thing
week.
to do is go to our website, chrissaxmusic.com. You can
There
find
you go.
all of our stuff on there. That's all of our whole schedule's put up there. We usually get it even for 2025, whatever we've got booked for the most part is up there.
And you're going to be in Ocean City coming up?
We are going to be Ocean City coming up for Sunfest.
And the dates are?
Yep. October 25th. 10 to 11:30 in the morning.
10 to 11:30 in the morning. You're going to go all the way to Ocean City for Sunfest and play for an hour and a half.
That's it.
It's going to take you longer to set up and tear down than playing.
Well, the cool part is they put us on the big stage. So they got a full sound company up there. So they treat us like rock stars out there.
Oh, okay,
awesome.
so you get to use other people's
We do.
equipment?
Well, sometimes they'll have a back line there, but for the most part, they've got, it's the whole stage is set up. So all I've got to do is plug my guitar into a DI box and do a vocal mic check and then roll. And then
And you're ready to go.
sometimes Ed, depending on if they have the drums there, they'll do like hi-hat snare thrown kind of a thing that you got to bring your own. But sometimes they'll have a drum set up there for them. But a lot of the bands, they do rotate, because what they'll do there is they'll have a band on one stage, and then while the band's on this stage playing, this band on the other stage is going to be setting up. And then when this band plays, this one's setting up. So they do a great job over there.
Okay.
Facilitating everything, keeping everything rolling, and everybody having a good time, you know.
So how'd you get that prime spot at 10 to 11:30 in the morning?
We just got lucky.
Isn't that the prime?
I like it. You know, I mean, I'm thrilled just to be playing out there, man. To be honest with you.
So you're considered who's the big name that night?
I don't know. I haven't seen who. I haven't looked to see who's playing that.
But
night.
you're like the opening act of the opening act of the opening act of the opening act of the opening act.
To the side stage of the opening act, the side stage of the other side stage, the opening act. Yeah. Well, actually, many years ago,
people will still be drunk at 10:30 in the morning, won't they?
Oh, they are. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plenty of them come out and start their day drinking. You know. Because you can't drink all day.
You may get
start in the morning.
That's right. You may get a couple people go. You may get a couple people come up and go, I thought Jimmy Buffett died. Yeah. I thought he died. Look, he's on stage.
That's the biggest compliment when people say they have that much fun at our shows, man. That's a huge
it was,
compliment.
and I'm not bullshitting you. That was the closest thing to a Buffett concert.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
That I've been, and I've been to probably, 40, 45 Buffet concerts over the year.
Damn.
I don't think I'm going to add any more.
Right,
but,
right.
You're getting a note pass to the side there.
Oh, here we go. Did you want to know what the lineup was for Ocean City?
Just the big name. I probably won't know anybody else.
Well, here we go. She didn't give me. Oh, actually, it's Keith Urban.
Oh shit!
That's what it says this year. Unless that's a different Sunfest, but no, this might be Sunfest Country Music Festival. I'm not quite sure. There must be other Sunfests.
Okay. Well, I'd be anxious to go see him as long as he brought. I'd be anxious to go see him as long as he brought her along.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That goes back to the conversation we were having originally.
What was that?
About titties.
We can't talk about titties and Nicole Kidman at the same time.
Oh, she has them.
Huh?
She has them.
Yeah, but they're not anything to shake a stick at.
Again.
Hey.
A Mustang has a V6.
Yeah, yeah. I'd still pay to see them, though. In fact, probably have seen them in.
Oh, that must have been that one movie.
Eyes Wide Shut.
Was that what it was?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right.
Probably did see them, so it wasn't any great shakes, but that's okay. They're still attached to Nicole Kidman. So that makes them cool.
Right.
That makes them cool. Yeah. We're going to get sued by Nicole Kidman now.
Yeah.
Next time you're somewhere and you're playing a concert and Keith Urban's there, he's going to come over and kick your ass.
Yep.
You said, what about my wife?
I wasn't said, that was overdubbed. I didn't do that.
Yeah, that was all because of the sweet tea from Harris Crab House. Hey, I tell people I got to where I'm at here in life, Chris, by shameless self-promotion.
And that's where it goes, man.
Just like sweet tea from Harris Crab House. Man, the amount of money that Harris Crab House is going to owe me when this airs, and we get like 3 billion views.
Be awesome, man.
Then it's going to be Jesse and Harris's Crab House.
Right. And Jesse's sweet tea.
And Jesse's sweet tea, yeah. Jesse, sweet tea.
That's right.
Yep. So anything
a new
else you want to
venture.
talk about?
I'll talk about anything.
Well, we're probably almost out of time, or people are going to
that's all
start.
good.
People are going to start tuning out. You know, they're going to be like,
What are they? They're just rambling.
I ain't listening to these.
That's right.
I ain't listening to these two anymore. This been enough. Because we can always do this again sometime.
I'm good with that, man.
You know?
This was fun, man. Thank you
We'll
very
come down
much.
and do this in the middle of winter.
Yeah.
Sitting right here.
All right.
Snow on the ground, and
Not me.
this shit doesn't freeze over though, does it?
I won't be sitting out here in the winter. I don't like cold weather. I love you, brother. But I
Oh,
don't
we'll,
like cold weather.
we'll,
No.
we'll bundle up and be.
I don't
in-
have enough clothes.
We'll bundle up.
I've got an old Elmer Fudd hat.
That'd be
It's
good.
got real rabbit fur on it.
Yeah.
That was my dad's from the 70s or whatever, you know, and I wear that so often if I got to take the garbage out if it's 50 degrees, and a big ski jacket. But if it's snowing outside, I don't come outside.
Okay.
It's too cold.
We
Unless
just
I'm
have-
tubing. I'll go skiing or tubing. But that's about
Can you
it.
tube on the bay here?
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
is this considered bay, or is
No, this is the Narrows right behind us here.
That's why they call it Kent Narrows.
The Kent Narrows, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we got, I mean, it's slowing down this time of year a little bit. Everybody's back in school and stuff, so it's a little bit quieter than it is in the dead of summer. There's just boats, I mean, rolling in and out of here all day long. Good
Now,
friend
where
of mine,
does this connect up to the bay? Out here? Or?
up around the other side.
around, yeah.
There's another body of water. I'm
'Cause
not
we're only,
real
what,
savvy
about-
with that, but
2 miles,
We're not
something like
far
that,
from the
south
bay.
of the bay.
Yep. Yeah, we're not far from the bay at all. If you jump on westbound 50 right here, and it's just a couple miles road to ride down the road.
And if you go that way, you're like 2 hours.
To Ocean City.
Ocean City?
Yep. Somebody asked me one time, they said, how do you know if you're going the right way to go to Ocean City? I said, well, if you hit the end of the road in 2 hours, you're okay. If you hit the end of the road of 50 in 7 days, you're in California.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Just don't veer off of
That's right.
50. Kind of like going to Key West.
That's exactly
You know?
it. Stay
You
on
can't
South
get
Point,
lost.
You're good, man.
You
No.
can't get lost.
Nope.
Just don't make a U-turn anywhere on the trip, and you're going to get there.
I did that one time.
Did
Many years ago.
alcohol involved?
It was. We stopped off at a couple places on the way in, you know, the must stops, you know, before you hit the toll plaza. And I stopped off. There's a Shell gas station or something down there.
Yeah.
Right in the middle. It's like kind of right in the middle of a V and a fork in the road. And I went back out.
Went
and
the
I
wrong
started
way?
heading north again, I guess. And I saw Miami X amount of miles. And I'm going, wait a minute, Miami? It's not the right direction.
I thought maybe you saw the mile markers going up.
No, I saw how many miles to Miami. I was like, wait a minute, I should be seeing how many miles to Isla Morada and Key West, and stuff
yeah,
like that.
Yeah.
So I pulled out of the gas station, you know.
And just went to
went the wrong
way.
direction. That was it.
Well,
It was an honest mistake.
that didn't have to be alcohol
You know,
involved.
it didn't,
You know,
but-
it's easy to.
But it was.
How long did it take you to realize that? Like an hour and a half? Now that could be alcohol induced.
You know, I don't know how long it took me.
So you could have actually been in Key West.
I might have
and
been
turned
close.
around the wrong way
I might have
and
been
went
close.
all the way.
Yeah, I might have been close. It was dark outside. It was one of those times I flew into Fort Lauderdale late
Yeah.
and drove in. So it was dark. So when I left, it's not like I had the sun anywhere to give me
Yeah,
any kind of
no.
a like reference or something. You know, I'm like, wait a minute, I should be driving south, and you know.
You know, I tell anybody who's ever been to Key West, first time down there, I like to fly into Fort Lauderdale
Yeah.
instead of Miami.
Yeah.
It's a whole lot smaller airport, easier to get out of.
It is.
And drive to Key West.
Yes.
So that
You got to.
So that you know where you're at. I mean,
And
that's
enjoy
got-
the ride.
And that's got to be, if not, one of the most beautiful rides in the world.
Absolutely.
You know, going through there, and
It
take
really
your
is.
time. Take
Yeah,
your time.
Right. Stop.
And but do it one time.
yes.
After that,
Yeah.
you don't need to ever do it again.
Yep. Have you
But-
done it on a bike yet?
No.
No, me either. That's someday.
No.
That's all.
I did it in a-
Have you on?
I did it in a convertible.
Did you?
Does that count?
It's close.
But
It's close.
But one word of advice: if you ever go to Florida, do not rent a convertible, because it's not like.
no,
It's
sun's
not
a whole
like
different
this.
world.
And you start out at convertible at the top of the Keys, you're going to be fried chicken by the time you get to Key West. You know, and you're going to get so tired of the wind in your face and the heat and all that.
Oh,
but
yeah, that's terrible. I don't know how
yeah.
anybody deals with that. I remember the first time I went down the Keys on my own as a young adult, and we had gone down to Palm Beach to go scuba diving for a week. And three of us were down there, and my one buddy had called, you know, or we called him, I guess, probably from the hotel room. And this was long before cell phones. And we said, why don't you come down and hang out? We're going to go down to Key West for a week and come on down and hang out with us. So he drove from Maryland all the way down to Palm Beach, and we hung out in Palm Beach for a couple more days diving. And then we jumped in 2 different cars and cruised on down to Key West and hung out down there. And we had our mountain bikes with us, so we're riding around Key West. And, you know, I was always told, watch out for that Florida sun, you know. And I was in college, so maybe 18, 19 years old. And so we went out riding our bikes all around Key West that day, right in the sun, no shirts on, everything else, man. And I got back to the hotel room that night. I went to lay in my bed, and I thought I was laying on nails on fire, man. The rest of the week, I couldn't hardly go outside. I went outside, you know.
Yeah.
I just kept the shirt on, but when I came home, it was like layers of skin was just being peeled off my back, you know. It's like that's a whole different sun. But
oh yeah,
God,
usually the problem people have when they go to Key West for the first time is pacing themselves drinking the first night.
Right.
You know, because I've heard stories. It never happened to me, but I've heard stories that, you know, you don't pace yourself the first night.
Yeah.
The rest of the vacation is just ruined.
It can be, but I've heard a remedy for that is to just walk down the street, and there's a bar down there that does really good Bloody Marys.
Oh, Bloody Marys?
Yeah. So if you have a hangover, I've been told that
never happened to you.
No, I've never had this experience myself, but I've been told that if you go down there and drink a couple Bloody Marys, kind of puts you right back on pace, and you're good to go. And then you can start drinking all over again.
Isn't that a Buffett song?
Like a rinse, repeat.
Sure could use a Bloody Mary. So I stumbled next door about Yep. Oh man.
That's a cool place too.
Yeah.
Louis, that's neat.
There's so many. There's 300 and some bars on the island, and it's 2 miles by 4 miles.
Right.
Oh, there's bars everywhere. There's bars everywhere. But you know, have you ever been to the chart room?
I have not been to the chart room
my
yet.
God! Then you never been to Key West.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to you anymore.
All right. Well, this is over, I guess.
This is over. This is over. I thought he was a Buffett connoisseur. I thought he knew Key West, but he's never been to the. Do you even know where the chart room's at?
Well,
no. This is over.
I was going to lie to you.
It's been nice talking to Chris. What's your last name? Chris,
yeah, it doesn't matter now. Does it?
Yeah, it doesn't matter now. And he has some kind of rinky-dink band here in over here in Delaware. Are we in Delaware now? No, you got to go.
No more sweet tea for Jesse. All right.
You got to go to next time you're in Key West. You got to go to the chart room.
Yeah, that's where he started out.
Yeah, that's where he first played, and I won't tell you anything more about it.
All right.
It's such a unique place.
It's that cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you have to know that's where Mel Fisher would hang out, looking for the Atosha, and you have to go there and look at the bar with the little holes that are filled in. And get the story behind that.
Oh, I will.
Get the story behind that. It is such a. I can't get on you, Chris, because I went to Key West for probably 22 years, and I never heard of the chart room.
Really?
Oh, but now it's
But you got to go.
You got to go.
Yeah.
You got.
I know that's where he started out, and then that video that he did, Tales from Margarita Vision. That was when he started some old videos of him in the chart room back in the day.
Yeah.
He talks about how
and it's only the chart room is just an old the hotel that was there. Okay. Well, I'm not telling where it's at, but the hotel that was there was torn down except for, and this was just a hotel room. That's all the chart room was to begin with.
Wow.
And they tore down the whole building around it except for the chart room
part.
and then build a place around it.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
But that's all it was originally. Somebody decided to turn a motel room into a bar.
And that was it.
And that was it.
Damn.
Hey, it's Key West.
Yeah.
You can do anything you want to in Key West.
Well, one of my favorite places I stayed used to be an old bordello. And I forget the name of the place, man, but it smelled like an old bordello.
What does an old bordello smell like?
You know what strippers smell like? Bullshit.
been a
Don't lie to
while.
me.
It's been a
Don't
while.
lie to me.
Well, I probably did it one time. Now I'm not
smells like
sure.
strippers.
I'm not sure I can pull that smell back.
Smells like strippers. Oh, that smell never goes away.
It doesn't?
Just think about it for a minute.
Headed into woodwork.
That is, and that's what it smelled like. It smells like strippers. The bedding smelled like strippers. The room smelled like strippers. It was a pretty cool
Don't
place.
take a black light in there.
Oh yeah. I only stayed there one time,
One time.
but it was cool. It was cool.
Hey, Jesse.
That was his first trip there, where he stayed for a year and a half.
You got to find out the next time Chris is down in Key West.
Yeah, when are you going to be in
down
Key West again?
And then maybe show him the chart room.
Oh, that'd be cool.
They don't
I'm hoping early next year.
They don't have meeting of the minds there anymore.
No, they're doing that in Gulf Shores now.
Yeah.
I'm hoping they're going to be down there somewhere in February. That's what I'm working on right now, is lining something up for February. Because I'll be in South Florida at the end of Northern Florida, sorry, the end of January. So I'm looking to kind of make my way down. I haven't been down the Keys for a few years.
I'll probably be in Key West again this year on, my birthday is January the 8th.
Okay.
And for scheduling reasons, I was never in Key West for my birthday. And last year I found out that Erica was having, what'd she call it?
Week.
Girls Week.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and that's the girl you were talking about.
Yeah.
And the name I gave you, they
that's
were
cool.
doing concerts every night at different bars.
Wow.
And so it was
Oh,
cool.
I
I
bet
got
that
to
was
I got to be up on stage and sing with her.
Nice.
You're not the only one that gets me up on stage, you know.
That's cool, man. I'm sure not.
And you're not the prettiest that gets me
All
up
right,
on
now
stage.
this is over.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
I'm done.
You're not the prettiest, but you know. Hey, you know, but
I'm all right with that.
yeah.
I'm all right with that.
Well, you know Erica.
I do.
You know,
Yeah.
shout out wherever you're at, Erica. I think she's in California now.
Is she?
That girl freaking travels.
Oh, she
man.
does. She's all
Oh
over
my
the place.
God.
She's all over the place.
And she drives most of the time.
Really?
Yeah. Unless she's in Maryland, has to be in California tomorrow night.
Yeah, yeah.
She'll fly.
Yeah, but what a great way to travel, man. That's what we do. I love driving. You know,
Yeah.
the airfare, flying's cool. And don't get me wrong, I don't dislike flying. I love to drive to gigs because you get to see stuff. You know, and
Well,
that's what
I
really
like
enjoy
I like
about that.
driving because I'm not stuck to anybody else's schedule.
Right.
I drive back and forth. I have a house in Daytona Beach,
Nice.
and I can be from Hagerstown. I can be there in 12 hours, door to door.
That
And
ain't bad.
so far, I can still do it in one shot.
Nice.
You know, I know it's going to get to a point here as I get older, I'm going to have to split it up.
Yeah.
But I like it because I can leave when the hell I want to.
Right.
Get in when I want to. I don't have to get to the airport.
Yep.
I can load the car up and take whatever the hell I want, you know, and take my dog with me. And yeah, I like,
cool.
and I can drive.
Yeah.
I drive 12 hours straight there.
Yeah.
But you get me in
Way
this
to go.
freaking DC traffic
Oh,
where it's
forget
bumper
it.
to bumper. I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm done.
Yep.
I can't.
That's how we feel.
I can't handle that.
We do that when we go to Myrtle Beach. We leave like 4 o'clock in the morning to get past the DC
Yeah.
and Northern Virginia traffic. Because once
Yeah.
you're through there, man, you get down around like, what is it, Ashland, Virginia?
Oh,
out
you get-
south.
yeah.
It's golden, man.
Oh, yeah,
You
it's-
just fly the rest of the way, which is nice.
We're supposed to be down in Myrtle Beach this coming weekend, but my dog unfortunately is having a problem pooping in the house.
Oh,
And
that cut a trip short.
well, and the girl that was going to watch him had just installed new carpeting in her apartment,
Oh,
and I can't dump that on her. So not going. I got a timeshare, you know, and the timeshare was paid for back in January.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm not losing any money.
Yeah, nice,
And
man.
so I'm gonna have instead of being a Myrtle Beach this weekend, I'm gonna have a shitty weekend. So you know, hey,
Well, it's not bad for a number 2 decision.
that's right. That's right. Yeah.
I had to throw it in there.
Well, number two isn't as bad to clean up as number 1.
That's true.
I ain't number 1.
That's right.
Number 2. It's just there. You know, but well, this conversation has taken a
shitty
freaking
turn.
It did real quick here. It went downhill real quick. So, any last words?
I hope not. I'd like to live through the rest of the day.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, I guess it's a website. That's what I'm being told. The website. ChrisSaxMusic.com.
What is it?
ChrisSaxMusic.com.
What is it?
ChrisSaxMusic.com.
Because in advertising, you say it 3 times.
I got you. There you
3
go.
times. One more time.
ChrisSaxMusic.com.
.com.
.com. ChrisSaxMusic.com.
KOYMOUS.
Mickey Mouse.
Oh. And this whole podcast was brought to you by Harris Crab House. Sweet tea. Sweet tea. Thank you, man.
Appreciate it, bro. Thank you.
We got to
Jesse.
do it again sometime.
I look forward to it.
We just got to
Thank you.
remember what shit we talked about today and not talk about that again.
Oh, good luck with that.
I know.
I don't think we're going to remember a damn thing.
I don't think so
But
either.
it'll be fun.
I don't think so
We'll
either.
just have a good time again.
Yeah. So next week, 5:36 in the morning, join me, not him, for Jesse Green Live in between. And then in 2 weeks from today, join us for Jesse Green Live, and you'll see who our new guest is.
Nice.
Might be an upgrade. You don't know. You don't know. Remember, it's ChrisSaxMusic.com.
ChrisSaxMusic.com. ChrisSaxMusic.com.
And when you're in Kent Island, Harris Crab House, ask for the sweet tea. See you next week. That might have been the best one yet.
Actually, I think it was the best one yet, and it's also the longest.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
What are you, 50 minutes?
No, 1 hour and 3 minutes.
Holy shit. Time flies when you're having fun.
Amen, brother.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that was the best one yet. And I've had some good ones.
That's cool.
I've
man.
had some good ones.
That was fun. I didn't even talk about any of this shit.
I know. But you can find it at ChrisSaxMusic.com.
ChrisSaxMusic.com.
And if you can't find it there,
fuck it.
just stop by Harris Crab House.
Get a sweet tea. You won't remember anything anyway.
They'll tell you where to go. I didn't appear drunk, did I?
God.
It's fine. Yeah.
I didn't appear drunk, did I?
No, but I'm still rolling.
Oh, shit.
How did you get drunk off of sweet tea?
I don't know. They put something
Sugar
in
rush?
it. They put something in it.
Oh, okay.
This isn't.
Maybe
This
it's an
isn't.
artificial sweetener.
This isn't your mama's sweet
That
tea.
ain't your
here.
mama's sweet
That
tea,
ain't your
baby.
mama's sweet tea. Yeah.
The reason I do this is because some of the best stuff comes after. And you can always cut it out. So, yeah.
Okay. Now this is it.
Oh, you're not
Cut
so-
now. Yeah.
Hey, cut now. We got to talk about real shit.
Yeah.